Hello, this is Brad from Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. It's May 2nd, and it's podcast number 19 for Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. Today we have a biggest crowd ever. We've got the movie star himself, Richie Rollins.
Pleased to be here.
The cosplay queen, Jill Janis.
Howdy ho.
Heidi.
Good, too.
Oh. Marc Myers, stalker extraordinaire.
Come to my van, little girl.
The professional Denver on the boards.
Hello, everyone.
And back by popular demand, the one, the only, thank God for the limitations on that, the Q, the man.
Oh, kiss my ass. So I have returned. This podcast can now continue and get back to its former glory.
All right. It's about damn time. Where the hell you been, baby?
Well, you know, I went out and did my solo career, and now this is just a reunion tour.
So
you pretty much failed at life.
So it lasted a whole week, huh?
You're back.
Well, you know, no, I actually got a couple of deals from Warner Brothers.
So you went out and did your Biggie Smalls tribute band career?
baby. No, actually, I had a list of demands.
Yes, he only agreed to come back if we did a few minor adjustments to the podcast.
Oh.
The title of the show is now DC Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Yes, sounds about right.
He also gets to pick one beer a month. Just another demand.
I didn't think you drank beer.
Doesn't matter. It's me being
It's
more
the,
in the
it's the principle of it.
Oh, the principle of
Thank
the
you.
thing.
Denver gets it.
And then we have to dedicate 10 minutes per show to all things DC.
Yes.
Now, we didn't
No
say...
matter how bad it is, huh?
That's because there's no such thing as bad DC.
Except for Batman versus Superman. But who's
Okay,
counting?
you know what? I didn't come back for this.
Yes, you did.
I didn't come
Yes,
back
you
for
did.
this.
You missed us.
Since we're
We're
going to
gonna start
dedicate all
calling
this
him Q the Cloud Baby.
DC story stuff, should we talk about how like the films are all like under a lot of controversy right now, losing directors?
Well, we'll get to all that.
Yeah, wait for the 10 minutes, man.
We've got a DC block that we'll
That's
get to.
right.
Let's jump through some news real quick.
News.
Brad, this seems like it might be up your alley. Steven Universe from the Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that guy's hysterical.
Was that so? I take it you were a fan of that show.
As it turns out, I am strangely a fan of that show.
Well, starting May 12th, coming
Yes.
up pretty quick, they're doing a 4-week limited series for Steven Universe. So bringing him back.
That's terrific.
So-
He is the nerd's nerd. He is basically like me growing up without the magic and the crazy science shit that's
I
going
never
on.
saw any episodes. What was the premise, I guess?
He's got some kind of weird ass powers, and he hangs out with superhero women. The last time I saw it,
Sounds
it's really
good to me.
It's really kind of funny, and it's a short fat kid with glasses, so it was kind of me as a little boy. It was really kind of funny.
so relatable. Is
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah,
or more current?
could be.
Okay.
All right, we've got some other big TV news.
Oh,
Yes.
The Twin Peaks cast list
Oh.
was revealed.
all right.
And what was interesting about that was it listed pretty much all of the original cast
Oh,
members
right,
that
okay.
are alive. A lot of them have passed away.
Oh, I did. Has it been that long?
It's been 20. Mark, how many years has it been? 25 years? right?
Roughly 25 years.
Wow, I'm old. Okay.
Well, we already knew that.
The one character that's not coming back, according to the cast list anyway,
Right.
is the character of Lara Flynn Boyle. Is it Lara?
Lara Flynn Boyle.
Lara Flynn Boyle.
And that was Donna Hayward. Now,
Okay.
in the movie, Moira Kelly took over
Okay.
for her.
So
and
is she going to come to the
neither
show?
of those actresses, both being still alive, neither of them are on the cast list.
Okay, so they're not aging well, or what?
Have you
what's the
seen
problem?
Laura Flynn Boyle lately? Oh my God.
She had a lot of plastic surgery.
Oh, is she one of those plastic gone wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Where her mouth is like over here, so she looks
Those
like the
big-
Joker,
Well, they
basically.
can turn it to a horror film.
She's the new Harley Quinn.
Oh Jesus!
She could have been the Harley Quinn of Twin Peaks.
Well, she was originally the Twin Peaks of Twin Peaks, but
Yeah, she was a beautiful woman. I don't
Yeah,
know
she
why
was.
she went.
She
and
was incredible.
messed
Low
herself up.
self-esteem.
Twin Peaks kind of fell.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's a
there you
lot
go.
of
More like
Well played, Richie.
Twin Valleys.
Twin Valleys.
there's an avalanche.
Yeah.
on that,
Wow.
Mudslide.
Gravity's a bitch.
But there's a lot of Lynch regulars.
Oh,
that
good.
I guess you would consider more movie stars. Naomi Watts is going to be in
Oh,
it.
yeah, she's
she
good.
was in Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
Laura Dern.
Oh,
was
yeah,
in a
she's good
couple
too. I
Lynch
love her.
movies.
She does a
She's
great
gonna
job.
be in that as well.
Yeah.
What
She wasn't in Twin Peaks, was she?
No.
No,
No.
just in Blue Velvet, probably his most famous movie.
And then Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart.
And that
as
was,
well.
they totally skipped over her for Twin Peaks. Huh?
Well, she was a movie actress at that point.
I think she might have been filming Jurassic Park at the time. So
That could be. That could be. So anyway,
That's a
there's
nice
a whole
movie.
bunch of other great actors. You've got Eddie Vedder. I mean, just a weird assortment of.
plus the people that were on the show,
Yeah,
like
all the
Kyle
original cast.
MacLachlan and
Right.
Michael Onkeen, or like I couldn't remember pronounce his last name.
yeah,
the
Sheriff Truman. Okay, so another news item close to my heart. I'm a huge Guillermo del Toro fan.
Oh, yeah.
and
Who
his
is a collector?
and his office is known as the Bleak House, because essentially what he does is all the memorabilia that he buys, he stores in this big, huge house in L.A. that he has.
Oh, no shit.
And it's just, if you ever watch any of the bonus footage from his DVDs or Blu-rays,
Oh.
he does like little mini tours.
Oh, really?
So he's taking 500 pieces of his collection and he's doing a museum tour around the
oh,
country.
wow.
Nice.
So I think the closest it's going to get here in Detroit is Toronto. So I think there's L.A., Toronto,
passports
Minneapolis.
ready.
Really not coming to Cleveland?
New York?
I'm
No.
surprised. Not Chicago?
And then there's also a
What
bunch
is
of
that all about?
international,
A.
several international cities, but I figure that's not really going to appeal much to our audience.
Do we know when that's happening? My wife wants to go to
It's going to be around the time the Toronto
Toronto.
Film Festival's coming around.
That would be nice. Kill two birds with one stone. But no, I don't know.
killing.
I don't know the exact.
Mark's
schedule.
more into stalking two birds with one stone.
eye raping them.
No, his next victim.
All right, last week we had two manufactured holidays, if you will. I'll put those in parentheticals.
Yes.
First was Alien Day,
Oh, yes.
Yes,
That was a great
Alien
post,
Day.
by the way. I
which
love that.
we talked about in a previous podcast. How
Yes.
it's a cash grab.
Oh, yo, thank you. Chris? Where are you, Chris?
Right.
Cha-ching.
That's
Some
funny.
cash grab.
Yes,
He was-
definitely
he
a
was
cash
slated.
grab.
He's busy selling sofas right now.
Did you guys do celebrate or do anything?
Yes.
on
No, and I don't
I-
celebrate
I-
420 either. So
That's okay. No, I did. I ate a xenomorph for dinner. It's very delicious. Once
How did you
get-
cook that, Q?
In its own acid. Once you cook the acid out, it's very good. Saute.
How did you balance the acid, Q?
Okay, you're asking too many
Got a
questions.
little butter sauce on there.
Yeah, that's right. And with some asparagus on the side.
Little slime.
Little slime.
you know.
It's really good.
Some
It's really
fava beans and a little Chianti.
Hello, Clarice.
Had they
Too much fun.
It was
had
really
they
good.
had a local screening, because all the Alamo Draft
would've been
houses were
nice.
doing the double features, but I was then about to drive out to Kalamazoo. So
No.
I ate that and smoked purple rain, so it was all good. It's all good.
Excellent. A little purple kush.
Yeah, that's right.
Get you
well,
where
a
you're
couple
going.
days after Alien Day was National Superhero Day.
I saw that. I don't know how I missed it.
Oh, I went to work with my underwear on.
On the outside.
On the outside. It was very nice.
But you
Captain
Tie a
Underpants.
tablecloth around.
Tied
your
a
neck.
tablecloth around my neck, and I made sure I wore dark underwear. Problems. But
I took my lawn chair down to the city and I waited for the parade of all the superheroes, but they never showed up.
they were too busy saving the world.
I guess.
Yeah, they had
I
other
took a day
things
off
to
the
do.
law firm. I was out doing stuff, judge, jury, execution stuff.
Nice.
I mean, I would have been. I mean, Batman would have been there, but he was saving the world.
I thought maybe at least Aquaman would show up.
Oh, he was fucking fishes.
Well, no, you gotta go to SeaWorld for that one.
Yeah, really.
Different parade.
I was sitting by the river.
Apparently, I had never heard of National Superhero Day before.
Me neither.
But it was created several years ago by some Marvel employees.
Oh.
And again, it's one of these
Cash grabs.
manufacturers.
Cash grabs.
Now, they claim that they were doing it because they wanted to put a spotlight on the real-life heroes. But
What does that mean?
You know, like
Why national
nurses
superhero?
and doctors and firefighters and policemen.
They
But
call it the unappreciated.
Isn't that
day.
9/11?
well, those are real heroes, not
Wow.
superheroes.
Well, didn't Stan
Well,
Lee
December
had
7th,
had a TV
card.
show with real superheroes?
Yeah.
Superheroes, air quotes, superheroes, guys that do remarkable things, remarkable feats of physical strength or some heroic business. So I guess that might have been where they were going
That's
with it.
probably the inspiration.
So
behind
Batman,
it.
where you rolling around in a Lamborghini going to hospitals.
That's Fat Bat. We gotta.
Fat Bat,
We don't want to
Fat
get sued. by
Yeah,
Kevin
it
Smith.
was one of my employees. You know, he tried to tell my secrets. I had to save his life.
Don't confuse him with me.
That's Lego Batman. Because he's a Batman. Lego Batman.
All right, Deadpool is now out on digital download. Is anybody?
Yeah.
No, I'm still
Check
waiting
that
on
out.
my VHS copy.
I saw that at the theater. Thank you.
Waiting for a laser.
Yeah, but you don't want
disc.
to watch it back and all the glory to re-experience.
I will when it comes out on reel to
Yes.
reel.
Super 8.
Yeah. I got my reel to reel player all
You,
set
you
up.
want
It's ready
to
to
you
go.
want to play it on the movie projector in
I just actually
school?
saw it like
come
last
on now.
week, like 2 weeks ago at the theater.
You went to
Oh,
go see it
just
again?
recently.
Yeah.
For the first time?
No,
Welcome
with a
to Earth.
friend. This is my second time seeing it. A friend of mine hadn't seen it, so he
Marc,
asked me to go with him.
She doesn't count if she's duct taped and
That's not a friend. That's a victim.
come on now. That's a felony.
He
Let's
treated
get that right.
He treated her that.
Do you know? I saw that movie.
was only
3
drugged.
times. I saw that movie 3 times in the first 3 weeks it was out, and it actually, even though I knew every joke, by the third time I knew every joke. I knew everything that was coming. I honestly was so wrapped in it the first time. I figured I didn't miss a thing. So what I'm really looking forward to is this DVD coming out, and have the gag reel and the
All the bonus
cutouts
stuff.
and all the bonus stuff. That's what I really want to see. I really, there was so much hysterical laughter going on when some of that crazy shit went out. I really want to see what not what we missed, but what they didn't give us, right? Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen movies where, and especially now, and they don't time them right. In the old days they did, but now they just keep going. You tell a joke, and everybody's laughing their asses off, and you miss the next 2-3 lines of dialogue, and you're like, "What the fuck did they just say?" And you
Well, I
gotta go
actually
back.
prefer those kind of movies because when the joke doesn't land, instead of this
Yes.
awkward pause
Yes,
of
that's true.
waiting for the gag,
Right,
you know,
that's
to hit.
that's true too.
So I think they took the safe route there. Okay,
Probably.
so
My birthday's coming up, by the way.
So
you're fishing for gifts? Is that what you're saying?
Deadpool was probably the best superhero movie I've seen.
I mean, nobody
in the last
gave
10
me anything
years.
on my birthday, and my birthday came out was right
Your
before Batman
your
versus
birthday
Superman.
present was Batman versus Superman, dude.
So and
You call that a birthday
I
present?
died. I died in that movie for you.
and yet you're still here.
All right, stay on target. Stay on target.
Loosen up!
You can oh I know this is theme
The
song.
Monkees, if you guys remember that
Oh, yeah.
classic
Hey.
band.
Not the 12
We're not
Monkeys,
monkeying
the
around.
Monkeys.
The
Monkees.
Monkees. They released a lyric video. They have a new album coming out on July 29th.
I thought
believe
Mickey
it or
Dolenz was
not.
dead.
I thought they all were
No,
dead.
Davy Jones is dead.
Jones.
Oh, Davy Jones is dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he's in
That's
the
the only
locker.
good
You
one.
done to me.
Who cares about the rest of them?
He's in the locker.
What? He's in the locker.
Arr.
He's with China.
They're both with Jack Sparrow now. So
I got your pirate. I got your pirate.
You got that?
I
All
got
right,
you.
good.
So
So the point of bringing this up
Yes,
is that
please.
The new lyric video that they have is called "She Makes Me Laugh." It's written by the guy from Weezer.
Oh, okay.
So it's a great song. But I bring it up because the music video is essentially an animated comic book of the monkeys.
Oh, nice.
Performing the song. So
Right, because
all
they're
the-
old men now.
Yeah, so all the old,
course.
all the text bubbles are the lyrics to the song.
Oh, cool.
And so it kind of slides between the different panels.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check it
It's
out.
a pretty cool.
I think Davy Jones isn't in this comic.
No.
I love when all the new singers get these old farts out and write a song for them.
Farts. My favorite.
Just the old ones. We
Just
don't
the
want-
old
we don't
ones.
want the
We
new
don't want the
farts.
new farts. Jesus. Okay, I'm
All
sorry.
right, so in some casting news, I don't normally go into this just because those things change so
Yes.
much.
Right.
But I thought this was of particular interest. Lara Croft is now going to be played by Alicia Vikander from Ex Machina
And the Danish girl.
and the Danish.
She won an Academy Award for the Danish girl, Best Supporting Actress this year.
Oh, yeah. My wife brought that home. She says, you probably don't want to watch this one. Because she thinks I'm a
She's
Republican.
also in the Jason Bourne movie, too, coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. So she's kind of the hot actress
Yeah,
at the moment.
Well, she was pretty awesome with the see-through torso in Ex Machina. So
Now,
I'm
I haven't
ready.
played the new version of Tomb Raider, but
No.
from what I hear, they've kind of totally redesigned the character.
Yeah.
It's not this overly buxom kind of Barbie doll version. It's more of a normal, natural
okay.
person. So
She still looks good in shorts, though, right?
Apparently.
if she's an adventurer, you got to be in shape and active,
Okay,
right? So
that's
I
fine.
would
I mean,
imagine.
I guess I never had a problem with the old Tomb Raider movies. I guess.
I
with
never saw them.
Angelina.
Yeah.
I love
Oh, no, they were
They
good.
were good.
No,
It
they
made
were
me
good.
feel like
good.
a badass
The
as a
first
woman.
one
Like
was
I can
better
go
than the
kick
second
ass
one,
and
but-
raid tombs for no reason.
Oh, it was
mean,
for money.
That must have
honey.
been during my foreign film and art film stage when those came out.
Well, weren't those essentially female Indiana Jones?
That's I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
going to
but
say. That's
based off a
exactly what it
video
was.
game, yeah.
Indiana Jones movie without the hat.
But it's good for guys who like want to watch a hot
And the
chick, and
penis.
it's good for girls that are like, "Hey, it's a girl."
Yeah, you need more
know?
female
No, we do.
heroes
So,
out there.
I mean, I liked them. I mean,
They should have had a male with her who was screaming all the time.
I gotta save him again. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, some big San Diego Comic-Con news.
yes.
20th Century Fox is not going to be attending this year.
No shit.
They claim that because of last year video being bootlegged with people posting it on the internet.
Oh,
that
that's
they're
expected.
kind of being spoil sports and not returning. Now,
I believe the term is pussies. But
Well,
go
did
ahead.
you see the way how Disney handled it at D23? No footage got out from it. Their security was tight at that convention, and so they're kind of like looking at like, well, why can't Comic-Con do the same thing?
Right.
And they want Comic-Con to step up and tighten their security.
Oh,
Well,
I thought-
Especially San
but the
Diego.
whole,
That's
but the
like
whole,
the motherland of Comic Con.
but the whole idea of going to San Diego is that people leak the unleakable stuff and get us all excited for 6 to 8
Yeah,
or
it's
9
amazing
months of
publicity.
stuff.
And it doesn't make sense because that's like free advertising for them.
Right.
That's what I don't get. And then you're not going to do
vu.
anything but release it the next
Well,
day.
anyways, you know people are going to do that anyway, so don't bring material that is going to get exposed and you're worried about
See,
it.
that's like they just got mad because they were releasing stuff that was like 6-7 months out and it wasn't done yet. But it's like we've been waiting on the movies. We're still gonna go see them, and all the movies that got released still did well at the box office. So what is the point? What is the point?
well, the other theory is that Fox's stuff just doesn't look good.
Oh, that could
And
be
that
it
they
too.
just
Yeah,
are
too.
kind of trying to bury it and
That
play it
makes
off.
Fantastic
like-
Four,
Yeah.
Fantastic
The movie
Four.
coming out next year. That's why.
Exactly.
They're canceling.
Well, they
all
were
the
talking
movies.
about Wolverine. They were talking about, they could have
Well,
showed
that's
a little bit
their
of.
big. I think their big movie that they would have been
Then
promoting
don't show
this summer.
Wolverine. Show all the other crap that you were going to show, but don't show Wolverine. If it's getting that serious, then don't show the stuff that you think is going to be your biggest money maker anyway.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't matter. Because when the movie comes out anyway, you got 100 million websites that's going to put it on there anyway. You got people that's going to bootleg the DVDs anyway. So you're still going to lose money. The fact that you're not going to have the availability of not showing a preview for another 6 months makes no fucking difference on how much money you're going to make. It doesn't.
But it doesn't make a difference anyways because they're not going to lose money. They're not losing fans. They're just there's no point.
Well,
They just want to be dicks
Not showing
and
up
bastards.
will lose you more fans.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, if they want to, what are they going to do? Manually have an auditorium that has 5,000 people. They're gonna make sure that nobody has a cell phone, nobody has a
they're gonna
watch,
violate the
nobody has those fucking glasses or a CMOS camera in a hat, secreted in a hat. Who the fuck cares? I don't. No, I'm calm yet. I honestly don't give a shit that anything that comes out of Fox is going to be that big of a deal, except for maybe Spider-Gwen, and that was a fan. That was a
Sony,
fan
so
thing.
that's not even Fox,
right. Exactly. So
All right, so I think we're all in agreement that bad.
Fox
ideas-
can all
it's
go
their
to
loss.
fucking hell. Yeah.
It's their loss.
Okay, so on to better.
Fox can kiss my ass.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Thank you.
On to more pleasant news.
Ooh, pleasant.
It was announced last Friday that the Punisher is
yeah.
getting his own Netflix show.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
finally approved and ready to go.
So who here has seen Daredevil season 2? Mark, I know you watched it, right?
Of course, I got it because I subscribe to Netflix.
I started watching it actually. I'm like
Ooh,
wrapped
shots
up in it.
fired.
He was
and I
one-
never watched
He was
TV.
probably the best part of the show, and it was a great show all around. So I can't wait for that. And
So giving him his own show, it
Phelps
makes
will for me.
sense. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a good decision. Then.
yes.
Somebody was saying that that it was actually already shot, and that they're getting ready. They're actually releasing it 6 weeks early or something, and they're going to release the whole thing in the summer because it's really already done. They hadn't
The
negotiated.
Punisher?
Yeah,
Maybe
No,
they
I
did.
don't
yeah.
think
I'm
so.
sure I just read something about it or
Because
saw.
you've
who's
got Luke
casted in it?
Cage, you've got
Jessica Jones still got to do her season.
There's going to be some big names tied to that.
Yeah, I
besides John
thought
Bernthal.
maybe it was speculation. Maybe it
yeah,
was
it's
somebody,
got to be because
somebody
they've got so
tweeting
many other
something.
shows. They still have to do Iron Fist, Luke Cage,
didn't they get-
Defenders.
Iron Fist is. No, that is. coming.
No, that's 2017.
They're going to do
Iron
Power
Fist
Man.
is
Power
nowhere
Man is in
near-
September.
Right.
Iron
So
Fist
what I'm
isn't
saying-
until
They
next
didn't even know they were
spring.
gonna do
Right, and so the Punisher is not going to be coming
Oh no!
before those shows.
I thought they shot it. I thought I read that they had shot it and it's going to come out. Maybe it's going to come out after Luke Cage, but it's like a Christmas thing because they already shot it because of the Daredevil shots.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay,
That's all right. If whatever it comes out, I'm sure we'll all love it.
today being Monday, the new comic book store, Vault of Midnight, opened up in downtown Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Just
Isn't it a shame I'll never go there?
just in time for Free Comic Book
Because
Day.
it's in
That is
Midtown and
this
there's no place to
Saturday.
park. Assholes. Sorry. Go ahead. I beg your pardon.
Yes, Saturday is Free Comic Book Day.
My favorite day of the year.
Fucking work on free comic.
You got to just take it off, schedule it.
Take a long lunch.
When was the grand opening?
Oh,
Today's the grand
Today is?
opening. Yes. So if you're in downtown
I'll
Detroit,
stop at a couple places and I'll
Where
pick
is
you
it
up some
located
books.
in downtown Detroit?
Brad seems to know. Where is it located?
It's in Midtown.
Is it right next to that like Third Man Record, Jolly
That's what-
Pumpkin,
that's-
that
that's
little
what I
street
heard.
right there? It's right off of Cass and.
Oh, it's on the other
something.
side.
Oh, is it on the other side?
Well, if it's no, I'm saying if it's on Cass, that's
It's on
not
the oth-
Midtown.
no,
that's
that's the other
that's
side.
the other side of the street. That's like St. Anton and between Mac and
Corktown.
well, I don't know that it's
Yeah.
on Cass, but I'm just assuming because that's
No,
where
I
Third,
thought it-
Third Man Records is right there,
Oh.
and Jolly Pumpkin.
Well, then
and
that's-
that
well,
whole kind
yeah.
of revitalized area.
Well, there's
It
no
probably is
parking
in that
anywhere
area.
around there. I don't even know. I mean, I used to go down to Detroit when there was nothing going on because you could find some place to
I have
park.
free parking down there.
You do?
Yeah, at the Renaissance Center. I work down there.
You gotta walk
Well, that's
down the
not
road.
within walking distance. of-
You take the people mover,
Yeah, take the people.
and then you walk like hell, and you broad shoulder it out the whole way.
He has free parking. His last victim, you know.
Just another victim.
Okay, we talked about last week.
Yes.
Q wasn't here, but
Because I had quit.
maybe if you listened,
Quitter.
we talked about
Maybe I did.
Game of Thrones.
Yes, Game
we
of
drank a
Thrones.
little ale.
Yes, Iron Throne Ale. you
in
know.
their honor. Well, the first episode, I have to say, was awesome.
Was it?
Yeah.
So what happened to Jon Snow?
It's a must see. Okay, well, last night,
Spoiler alert!
This is a massive spoiler.
So
but-
tune out everyone who doesn't want to hear this shit.
Right. Jon Snow, as everyone suspected and anticipated, no big surprise, was brought back in the very last seconds of the show, brought back to life by the evil witch.
So
So
I guess the snow falls again.
it does indeed.
And Hillary Clinton is not on the show.
All right, cool.
So anyway,
So they made you watch the whole show, and then right before the last commercial, they brought the
no
guy
commercials. This is HBO.
Back. Oh,
That's HBO,
okay.
Yeah, they always do that.
Yeah.
Make
Right.
you watch the whole thing till the end.
Do they
Well,
have
last-
commercials on
the
the
very-
shows at the library?
Yeah, they insert.
I have Netflix, Mark. Thanks.
I think we all do.
They insert library promos. You know, reading is fundamental.
check out
Be sure to check
out the biography
self-help
section in aisle 4.
Reading rainbow.
Well, let me tell you that I had unlimited access to The Force Awakens on DVD, and I didn't have to buy it. It was brought home for me for my own viewing pleasure for a whole week. All I had to do was stick it in.
Swipe your card?
That's right. So I'm not really complaining that much about the library. They give me what I need.
We know.
Okay.
I know, thank you.
I just will give one other TV recommendation besides Game of Thrones. The last several weeks of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been awesome. They're going full tilt on the Inhuman storyline.
Oh, okay.
They have
Is it picking
this
up again?
this villain, the Hive, who is really
I wonder
bad.
what they
Yeah,
got. I
the
wonder
guy
where they
who was
got
like
that
mostly
from.
dead until
Yes.
he like sucked the life out of like 3 or 4 people in the.
Correct.
Took over what's
Couple
his name's
episodes.
body?
Agent Ward. right?
Ward. Yeah, Grant Ward.
Yeah.
Oh, he evil again?
He's
Well,
evil.
it's because he's not
Well,
him.
it's not him.
He's
Yeah.
possessed by something.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I've only been able to catch the first couple of episodes. I was I do
can't
something
wait
on
to
Tuesdays.
see how this ties into Captain America, though.
Well,
you
Agents
you
of
really
S.H.I.E.L.D.
think it's gonna be mentioned in the movie?
No, some of
Not
the
in the
shows
movie. The
kinda-
show always.
shows
Oh,
will
yeah,
mention
yeah.
something about
Yes.
Captain
Yeah, the
America.
movie
100% right.
bleeds into
The-
the series. Yeah.
I will say that about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Every time a movie comes out, it picks up.
It gets really
It gets
good.
really
it gets
good.
really good.
And then
yeah.
the last few episodes are always the best. And then you got to wait till another movie comes out for it to get good again.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is very hit or miss, but right now it's firing all,
the movie's
all
coming out.
cylinders.
Right.
It's
So
only because the movie's
Well, but
coming
see, that's the nice thing about Feige being in charge.
Feige.
Whatever it is.
Is this the
he's
guy
got
that
it
gets
all.
upset about people names?
He's got it all. You know what?
Gadot!
If-
Gadot! God!
If,
Gadot!
if they have something to say about it, they can come and fucking talk to me at a Comic-Con or something.
Or
you
the
know?
library.
Or the library. No, but seriously, the guy's got it under control. He is really managing the Marvel entities really well, the movies and the TV, and keeping it all together.
It's too bad that DC doesn't have a guy like him.
You know, you're right.
I was just gonna say.
Well, speaking
they
of DC,
I was just going to
Is it
can I make
time
a point?
for
Can I make
dun
a point?
dun dun?
Can I make a
And
point?
now it's time for Q's DC 10-minute episode. Hey, Q.
Not yet. I was going to say.
You're not ready for it?
Before I was really interrupted.
I have
I
a
don't know. I
theory.
think your 10 minutes have already started. The time's on.
tick.
that I do feel like that. I think that actually hurts
on ticking.
the TV shows for Marvel, not Daredevil, and because they really don't have anything to do
Because they're
with it.
cinematically motivated.
right?
Yeah.
But the fact that, like we just said, it picks up when the movies are about to come out. So I think that they're so busy working on the movies that sometimes they forget about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Those are two separate entities. There's a TV department and there's
I
a
can
film
believe
department.
that, but
Feige doesn't
you
have
can
anything
say
to
it
do with
as
a
much
TV
as
show.
you want, but every time a movie comes out, it picks up.
Well, no,
so I can't sit
I
here and
agree
call
with
them
Q
separate.
in the sense that most people that are into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are only into it because of
The movies.
The movies. So
Yeah.
if they're not directly relating to the movies in some way,
So you think
It's-
Inhumans are going to tip the balance in Civil War?
no.
And
Okay.
I honestly believe they might have canceled the Inhumans movie because of
To use it for the,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
If you listened to last week's episode, you would have heard exactly that
Well, I
commentary
didn't have
with
to.
this quorum. But you weren't here because you're a quitter.
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 Is that what Q stands for?
Zing, zing, zing.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Yeah, Jill, you gotta leave. You're not gonna get. You're not gonna top that.
It sure doesn't stand for quiet.
Okay, Jill, the late Janice, but it's okay.
You totally went there.
Jill was here first today, by the way. Just
She was late last week.
Better late than never.
I was,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
you
right.
were
I'm
here
not a
last
quitter.
week.
You're right. I'm not a quitter. I just expect certain things.
okay.
Glad you
Well,
can deliver.
speaking
Quiet
of
baby?
expecting
Like
some
seconds.
let's get to the trailers and let's kick it off with the Killing Joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'll throw in my 2 cents real quick. I gotta say that looks better than Batman versus Superman.
It's a better Batman movie.
I mean, it looks awesome.
It does.
I'm
I watched that. I
dying
watched
to
it like
see
3
that.
times in a row.
And
it was
Mark
terrific.
Hamill is back as the Joker because he said he'd never come back as the Joker unless it was the Killing Joke.
Cute. Close your
Yep.
mouth.
Ooh.
Hello,
That was pretty bad.
Going for 2.
But now the only
Not that we're keeping score.
thing that gives me pause is Alan Moore. He was the original author of the story, right?
Yes.
He said, "Take my name off of everything associated with this movie."
He does that with every fucking movie. So it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
so it's just him being.
have we
crazy.
started
Being
have we
him.
started the 10-minute DC
Oh,
thing?
yeah, we're-
Oh, okay.
I think
I'm
he's
sorry.
very sensitive
I need
about
to,
his material being
there we
like
go. Okay.
tampered with. If it's not like scripture, if it's not being taken like from his
Exact
book,
words.
he's
Yeah.
not gonna want. He's not gonna want anything to do
Quiet
with
baby
it.
wants to talk.
King of
No,
DC.
I was gonna say that is exactly right. But the problem with that is they did it with V for Vendetta.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That was kind of hit or miss. Even though I
love that
enjoyed
movie.
it. I enjoyed it. I
like
thoroughly enjoyed it.
I thought it was horribly directed.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. But The Watchmen, he takes his name off of all of his stuff. He approves it. He looks at it and then he like takes his
But
name
doesn't
off
wanna
of
be
it.
associated,
He doesn't want it to
I
be
see.
associated. And V for Vendetta
hell.
was an excellent movie.
Okay, so let's talk
It was
about.
actually a very good book too.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about the Killing Joke. What did you guys think? Q, what did you think of the trailer?
The book was phenomenal, so I'm looking forward to it anyway, just because the book was phenomenal.
So even if the trailer had been crappy, you'd still want to go see it.
DC, I mean, they don't do bad animated movies.
Yeah,
so
that's what they do the
Yeah,
best.
it is
they
really their
don't do
thing.
bad animated.
They do
movies.
better animated movies than Marvel, in my opinion.
They don't do bad animated movies. So
They
Yeah.
what they do. Good.
Right, because and to their credit, they are 100% standalone, solidly written movies, whereas Marvel's animated stuff is very disappointing, and their comic, if you want to, their animated series for the heroes for Avengers. They've had 2 or 3 chances to do it, and they've both been the same stupid fucking stories over and over and over. There's no new material. It's
Okay,
old.
We're talking about trailers.
Right, I
now,
know,
so
but
yeah.
I'm saying
Let's, move
DC is
along.
better at definitely because Warner knows animated movies.
they've been doing
Who's
it.
in charge of the animated? Is it Bruce Timm?
No, he stepped down.
He was
He's
kind of the
doing
reigning
this
king.
one.
He is
I think
doing
he's
Killing
doing
Joke,
this one,
right.
but he stepped down. Like Justice
But
League
he's the
War.
one that was doing all
Right.
of them, and they were successful.
the-
Maybe he needs to take control of the live action part of it.
Yeah.
He stepped down because I guess Warner Brothers wanted to branch out with different heroes, and Bruce Timm only wanted to focus on Batman
Just
and Superman.
Well, he did a good job with the JLA.
Well, no, right, but he wanted to focus on. He is in an interview where he was like, "No other heroes to sell. I can't sell any other hero." Basically, he's like, "I can't sell any other heroes."
Well,
So they put somebody else in charge to get
Okay, let's
everybody else.
Let's
Right.
move on
But-
to the next trailer. The final X-Men Apocalypse trailer was released. Anybody check that out here at the table? Essentially,
the HD one.
Yeah.
essentially what
Yeah.
the
I'm
big
ashamed to say I
reveal.
didn't.
The big reveal from that one was we got a little Wolverine blade.
Yeah.
Yes.
action
Okay.
And that's
everywhere.
all you see. The snicked.
Yep.
And that's it.
And
it was
Cyclops says, "We had a little help," and then you
Yeah.
see the blades shoot out.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought was interesting was that they clearly put Mystique in kind of the leader
Right.
role, training the young X-Men. So it's kind of the transformation of. I think because of Jennifer Lawrence, of that character into more of the good guy.
Right. But I don't
main
remember her
character
being.
role.
I don't remember her being large and in charge in the books.
No, oh no, this is clearly because Jennifer.
Right.
It's just. It's
I know.
a
Go
movie.
ahead. Say it.
contract.
Q. Say it. Come on. No. Say it.
What? Say what?
Marvel doesn't stick to the books.
I didn't say anything.
I know you didn't, but that's your.
Well, that's
I-
Fox.
that's your
That's
cue.
Fox. though.
Oh,
Still
yeah, okay.
Marvel.
You know.
All right, so
Sorry, I apologize.
we have a couple other trailers. I threw this one in here not because it's really sci-fi, although when you watch the trailer, it certainly seems like it is. But Oliver Stone has a new movie called Snowden about the whistleblower Edward Snowden. And if you look at the trailer, it looks just like a spy thriller, espionage.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, it's like a nerdy Jason Bourne.
Oh,
or do you
that's
guys
strange.
remember what's the Will Smith movie, Enemy of the State?
Enemy of the State.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a real
That
life
was a
Enemy
crazy-ass
of the
movie.
State.
Yeah.
And so even though that's not really in the wheelhouse of this show, I threw it on the list just because I think it's going to be good. So people should check that out.
Oliver Stone's, return to form. You
I
think?
think so. Yeah,
I hope so.
for sure. Yeah, his
He's
last
been
couple
hacked
of
the last
movies,
20
yeah.
years.
Oh, he totally went there.
Okay, getting back to some films that are more along the line of what we normally talk about. Did you guys see the trailer for Cell?
Yes.
And that's a
Sell,
re-team.
not sale.
That's what I said. Sell.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a-
the marine movie with a guy in a boat and he's sailing.
Sell.
No, that's the.
I thought it was a yard sale.
no,
Yeah.
that's the Wall Street movie. Buy, sell.
No, it's The Cell, starring Jennifer Lopez and Vince Vaughn.
Not the Cell, just Sell.
I thought it was Leonard D'Onofrio or Vincent D'Onofrio.
Well, he
Whoever
played the killer.
Leonard
Anyways,
DiCaprio.
it's going to
whoever it is.
The movie we are talking about
Stay
stars
on
Samuel L.
target,
Jackson
stay
and John
on
Cusack.
target.
Oh,
First
it's
of
gotta be
all,
great then.
wait,
It's
wait,
gotta
wait.
be
first of
great.
all, Samuel L. Jackson is in it. It's going to be great.
It's sci-fi
No, they were in
or is it horror?
It's a
Both.
sci-fi horror because from what the trailer, what you can get from the trailer
Yeah.
is that the anyone who uses their cell phone becomes this like zombie-like crazed
It's
creature.
almost like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers with cell phones.
Oh, come on, really?
a little
Yes.
bit, although the zombies in this looked a lot like 28 Days Later,
They're chasing
Yeah.
people.
where they're really like this almost
All right, so it's not
viral-
Resident Evil. It's just people who get magically irradiated by an evil
I
entity.
think they're like, it's some kind of mind control.
Yeah, the
thing.
brain gets scrambled or something.
Yeah, that's pretty
like
much
that.
it.
But now both
Okay.
of these guys were in another Stephen King movie.
Oh, yeah,
right,
the
Mark?
Room 3. I couldn't remember the name.
right.
The
Is
name.
that that's the one where they're just talking the whole time?
No.
No. John Cusack's a writer, and he goes to that
That's
room,
in that hotel
and he
room,
goes
right?
nuts
In
or
that
something
hotel
like that.
room, right? Samuel L. Jackson's like
Starts seeing
the,
ghosts and
the
things like
owner
that.
of the hotel
Oh,
or
he's like the
whatever.
concierge.
Yeah, 187. Ain't it like room 187 or some shit like that?
Yeah.
No, he was in a movie
We'll
called
call
187.
I do have that, but
John Cusack plays a writer
But
trying to find
the room.
paranormal, supernatural
and Sam
activity.
Jackson is the one that
187
tells
wasn't that Lucas's first movie?
No,
That's THX.
That's
THX.
THX.
1138.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's got numbers. Yeah. Okay.
What is the name of that room? One. It's room something. I'm telling you. It's
Do
room
your
one
research
something.
before when you come back from quitting.
And it's not room 237. the
Rich
Stanley
doesn't know
Kubrick
it because his
documentary.
blind date ditched him.
What about Room 227?
Yeah, with Florence.
Wait a minute,
seriously.
I didn't have a blind date.
You don't know the room number.
How
You don't need it.
about room 227?
With Jack A.
Wow.
Florence.
With Florence and Jack A. Okay, that's fine.
All right, one last trailer. The
Jackasses.
first full trailer for Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the new Leica
Yes, it's
animated
very-
movie.
very-
I like
good.
a lot.
You like Leica?
You like her, huh?
I like
yeah,
it too.
It looks like a beautiful animation.
Yeah, between the
Japanese,
origami and the
Yeah, the stop motion animation
yeah, and
with
the character portrayals by the animals and it's really if I have bad things to say about the way they conduct business, they can definitely tell a story. And if you don't know who they are, Don't worry about it. Chinese. What the fuck? Giving me a dumb look.
This is a Japanese story.
Whatever.
not
Japanese, Chinese, skinny, thin, fat, whatever. That's either side of that. They've been
Comics,
warring for fucking
racism,
10,000 years. Who the
and
fuck
sci-fi.
cares?
Comic
Look.
racism inside.
Yeah, that's right. Don't even get me started. Wow. Indeed.
Those commie bastards.
Yeah, those commie bastards. No, seriously.
They make great
no,
rice.
Chinese, Japanese, all. But the way they
Wasabi.
the way they tell legendary stories are always they anthropomorphize animals and insects and everything's a legend and the power of the wind and the monkeys and
Kung Fu
all of
Panda
this
was
stuff.
great.
All I'm saying is. They may be trying to take over the world and fucking us in the economy, but they can definitely tell stories.
And make great DVD players.
Not that, yeah, when they steal
And
that
Nikes.
fucking technology from us. Hello.
And Nikes.
You call that a Brad rant? Come on.
Give me a good one, man.
It's only a fucking movie. Give me something to complain
You
about.
don't get red enough.
I came back.
Okay, there's one last
I'm
trailer
not
I forgot
complaining about that.
Have you guys seen the retro VHS trailer for The Good Guys?
Yeah.
If you haven't, you gotta check it out.
I
This,
think
Oh,
I've seen it.
this is the new Ryan
Yes,
Gosling.
yes.
And,
That's like a Grindhouse trailer.
yes,
Coming soon.
Right.
The
With-
nice guy.
with all the freeze frames and the little
Yeah.
I can't
VHS
wait to see that.
tracking
I
problems.
cannot wait to
I
see
think
that.
that's going to be the sleeper hit of the summer. That comes out later this.
Can't talk about DC anymore.
Is that your timer?
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
sorry.
Go ahead. Sleeper
That
hit of
looks
the
like it's
summer.
going to be great.
Yeah.
Written by Shane Black and directed by Shane Black. It's going to be
And
a
for those who
throwback.
don't know, Shane Black did the last
not black.
Iron Man movie.
Oh, and tell him what he wrote in the 80s.
Well,
I mean,
he-
Lethal Weapon.
Right.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
He's got me
and
sold
he's
with Lethal Weapon.
rebooting the Alien, or not the Alien,
Predator.
the Predator
Because he
franchise.
wrote Predator.
Oh, wow.
This guy
Okay.
was a great writer.
And he's in the cast. He's the guy with the glasses, right?
Yes, that's right.
What are you waiting for? Do it! Do it now! Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! I ain't got time to bleed.
God.
I'm Detective John Kimball.
It's not a tumor!
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
That's Kindergarten Cop. What are you doing?
Doing those
Oh,
things the
we're
radio
remaking
stations do.
Kindergarten Cop.
You ever heard those things with the radio stations where they call people and they play all those clips?
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff?
us.
All the
We're just doing all
drops.
this-
What do you
doing all
say?
this-
Blow off some steam.
I let
Who's
him
your daddy
go.
and what does he do?
We're going to play a game
I
now.
used
Is
to
that
do
your
that.
pedophile
I
line,
used to
Marc?
do that when I was in my 20s.
This is a fairwit. Who wants to touch the fairwit?
Oh my God.
All right. On that note,
Mike
let's move on. We had a couple of
going to be
new
cold
movies that came out this weekend. None that really caught the box office on fire. The Jungle Book was #1 yet again
Yep.
for the third week in a row. But we did have a video game movie, which
Yep.
almost never seemed to be any good, and this one kind of fits the
Stuck
mold.
with it, yeah.
That we're talking about Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet
we
and
just
Clank.
said Tomb Raider was good.
Ratchet.
What?
It's Ratchet.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Ratchet.
Ratchet and Clank.
I know.
That
but
they
it's
don't
Ratchet.
get that. They don't get that.
What did
What
he
did you
say?
Edit out. Anyway, like I was saying, we just said Tomb Raider was good. And that's a video game movie.
But I think that's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
'Cause most video game movies. Name me another good
Because
video
that
game movie.
Okay, look. Ratchet and Clank was put together by the PlayStation.
PlayStation was one of the producers
It's a
for the
Chinese.
movie, so
it's
it's
a
just
Chinese money grab. All right. What's
Japanese, by the way, but yes.
What? No, it was made in China.
PlayStation
It's
is
Japanese.
The movie was produced in China, fuckhead. I watched it. Do you? Okay. Fuck off.
It's a good
Quit
thing they're not
again,
in China, man.
asshole.
You can all
Jesus.
kiss my ass.
Whip it out, bitch.
Whoa! What kind of podcast is this turn into?
Look,
That sounds
Fuck the police.
aggressive.
that's right.
This podcast is
We
gonna
should
turn
probably close the
pornographic.
door so that everybody in the building doesn't think there's
It
a
is
fucking
closed.
domestic
They
disturbance.
might want to put some towels underneath so the sound don't seep under the door and out to the good people out there.
Comics rant.
Look,
sci-fi.
look. It
Comics
is
profanity and
pure
sci-fi.
Chinese. See something, try to copy it. It was utterly, completely, and totally unoriginal.
Yes, it was essentially it's a mishmash of all these other movies
Right.
and characters
Right.
and storylines.
It looked like Wreck-It Ralph or something like that to me.
No, it was very high quality from a standpoint of animation,
The
but it
animation
was the
wasn't bad.
worst plot, acting. It was worse than this.
Well, the thing I
Worse than
found
us?
Our acting?
Indeed.
Our acting is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Whether it is nobler in the mind.
You
Yeah.
ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
the thing that I thought was interesting with Ratchet and Clank was all the supporting characters. They
Yeah.
had
Till I put
really
on the
great
mask.
actors.
Yeah.
You had Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
You had John Goodman. You had Rosario Dawson. You had a few
Stallone
others.
as
You had
Kevin.
Sylvester
Yeah.
Stallone. And then the problem is
He's
the
a good
main
actor.
characters.
There's no one.
Yeah, we're a bunch of
Right.
no-namers.
But
Ian Ziering, right?
But what was really interesting that I thought, and there's something there. I know I'm missing something. I really don't want to have to go back and pay money to go see it again. But Ratchet was the only character in the whole movie that had 4 fingers and a thumb. Everybody else was 2 fingers and a thumb. Everybody else.
Well, I think that's easier to animate, so that's probably
No,
why
I think it put them. They opened something up in the beginning where they don't know what he is. He's the last of his kind. He was a foundling.
Right.
It was like Superman. They totally ripped it off. His ship landed on that planet, and they picked him up, and there wasn't an original thing in the whole movie.
No, the whole premise is very Star Wars-esque.
Yeah.
You've got a young kid on a desert planet who wants to go off and fight.
Right, he wants to be a hero, and they tell him to
Right.
fuck off, and then he ends up saving the day. Oops, spoiler.
Yep. And so even
Never played the game, wouldn't know.
even the attempt at
Yeah, me neither.
comedy is
Right.
not that good.
No, it was
You
it was the worst Stallone. I mean, and he did what they asked him to do. It was just such bad writing.
Okay, so because it's so bad.
12
let's-
thumbs down.
Let's not spend a lot of time on it. Mark, I know you went to see Keanu.
Yes, it was hilarious.
And now, does this have anything to do with Keanu Reeves? That's
Not really, but I guess the character, he finds a cat at its doorstep, and he calls it Keanu, and I think it's supposed to allude to the fact that this guy was possibly a fan of the movie John Wick, but it doesn't mention it though. But it's sort of like he takes in this cat and he loves it. Like,
So is this the comedy version of John Wick? Is that what you're trying to say?
well, then his cat gets stolen because someone breaks into his house and steals his cat. So him and his
Like
buddy
John Wick.
have to go find where the cat is, and they ended up going to these drug dealers and kind of impersonating these 2 hitmen. And then they force these 2 to go off on this pickup, with their other gangsters, and it's just all this comedy ensues. I don't want to give away too much.
So was it funny? I
It was
guess that's the
hilarious.
question.
It was hilarious.
So
yeah.
the cat isn't mind controlling him. I saw he was wearing a bandana at one time.
He's sort of like the MacGuffin of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Just the
He's this
excuse
cute
to
little
get the
kitten.
storyline
Cute little
going.
kitten. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And they're just doing all kinds of crazy antics
Yeah.
to find him and get him back. Okay.
Exactly.
He wants to find him right meow.
See, you should have left before, Joe. You could have gone out on a high note.
Yeah. You may not have an opportunity to recover from that one.
You
Ricochet.
do a good job impersonating a pussy.
I think that comes natural.
Oh, he totally went there.
It's getting a little racy in here.
Okay, we had one other release, at least here locally in Detroit. It's been out for a couple of weeks.
Purple Rain? Oh.
Green Room, so color. It's another color thing.
Okay.
Now, Brad had mentioned Green Room before.
Yes.
And I thought, I don't know if that really, relates to what we talk about here on the show. But apparently, it is really a horror movie.
Yeah.
Which I was not aware of. I thought it was more of a straight drama.
Oh no, it was definitely horror. But see,
Well, Mark, you actually saw it.
Oh, yeah?
I saw it. Yes.
how horror was it?
It was a really good thriller.
Yeah.
It's about this punk band who gets this gig in the middle of the woods at this compound in the Pacific Northwest at some neo-Nazi skinhead venue.
Oh,
and they're there and they do their set, and when they're done with their set, they're being like escorted out of the place. But as they're being escorted, one of them forgets their phone in the green room and goes in there. And when he goes in there, he walks in the room and there's this dead body on the ground with a knife in its head, and these people are standing around it, and he like freaks out and starts calling 911 because on his phone, and they grab him and they grab the rest of the band and they put him in the green room and they hold him there at gunpoint and say they can't leave because they just witnessed a murder, and now. That's when the story really starts to begin. And they
2 more minutes. Spoiler alert.
yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but yeah. And now they have to fight their way out of this green room because they locked themselves in there.
And Patrick Stewart is the ringleader?
He's the ringleader of the neo-Nazis, yeah.
All right.
Now, is he
Jean-Luc Picard is a Nazi?
He actually played an American in this movie.
Yes, because they wouldn't give him a role in the new Star Trek movie.
Oh, yeah.
And he was pretty evil, right?
Oh yeah.
He was good. He was good.
He was seriously evil in the trailer. It was like
best supporting actor kind of caliber,
That good,
award caliber performance on his part.
Well,
unfortunately, he's
he's
going to
a
be
great
looked
actor.
over because it's too early in the year.
He is a good actor.
Well, the problem really is that it's a horror movie, and they never award those kind of movies,
Right,
really. I mean, except for Silence of the Lambs. But what about
that was Sir Anthony Perkins. What are you
wasn't
gonna do?
Anton
Yelchin was played the lead character, the lead actor in the band,
and that's Chekhov from the new Star Trek.
And you had Picard from the Next Generation was in it also.
So no original Star Trek cast members were in this.
No, but I would like to have seen like Shatner in it and get killed or something like that. But that would have been.
He wasn't the one with the knife in his
Oh,
body.
jeez.
In that case, Picard probably really did do it.
Okay, so we've got just a couple more minutes left, and we'd like to give a little preview for Civil War, Captain America, that's coming out next weekend. Q's already given me the stink eye over there.
I am not.
Stink eye.
Marvel.
You know what you guys can do.
Let me just throw this out there. Civil War did open last weekend internationally. This past weekend, and it racked up about $200 million in its first weekend, and it just, I guess, broke a ton of box office records all around the world.
Nice.
So this weekend, obviously, we'll finally get to see it here in America.
What type of shit is that, though? What type of shit is that?
What do you mean?
Type of shit is that, man?
You mean opening it outside of the United States
you
first?
can go watch it
Because there's
but you can't watch it in America.
There's 7.5 billion
next
people on
weekend.
this earth, and there's only 350 million in this country, and only half of them are fucking working.
Well, now-
so what do you think?
Yeah, nowadays the international box office pulls in almost as much, sometimes more, than the U.S. box office.
they have all the
So-
fucking
I'm
money.
about to say, do we
anyways.
really want to
But
get
we
actually
produced
on-
it.
they
Why do
get-
we get to see it last? That's not. What type of shit is that?
Do we really want to
Save the best for last, Jill. Come on.
What type of shit?
Talk one at a time.
I got a feeling it has something to do with the financing of the movie. I think a lot of the money came from over in Asia, and that's why they get first dibs.
And I'm sure somebody greased somebody's palm. is
Well,
what happened.
a quick aside, the reason that the ancient one was changed in the upcoming Doctor Strange is exactly that. They wanted to be able to release the movie in China, and because that character is supposed to be Buddhist, they changed the ethnicity. Ethnicity, thank you.
So they weren't
Okay,
Tibetan.
but so are they
Correct.
like subtitled or like are they speaking?
I'm sure it's
I
dubbed.
would like to know.
I'm sure it's dubbed.
Yeah, popcorn movies they're gonna dub. No one's gonna
Yeah.
want to read 2.5 hours.
It's not an art house
subtitles.
movie, and yeah.
So so we know that it's making a lot of money, and all projections are that it's going to continue to break box office records here in
Right.
the U.S.
Oh, Winter War actually made $20 million last weekend.
You're talking about the Huntsman.
Huntsman,
the
yeah,
part 2.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not. He's already got a ticket. No, I was really surprised. We speculated that it was going to go right in the toilet after a week, and it turned out that it had a mild surge.
But it still didn't do well
oh
because it's
no, it may have they may have to leave it in the theaters.
I think it was third or fourth in the box office, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a very strong second week.
Look,
But
we knew the Civil War is going to break every record in the book because it has the greatest superhero of them all in it,
Who?
which is
Black Panther.
Oh,
Waiting
I
for
was
that
going to
for,
say,
I don't know,
did
how
you
many
guys
years?
did you guys see the there was a little thing with Thor, what is it, Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, when he's like doing
He's
pull-ups.
doing pull-ups, and then he lets go, and he's only doing with one arm, and somebody throws him the hammer and the whole 9 yards. He goes, it's not going to be much of a movie without me and Hulk. I mean, it's like why they didn't have the two strongest characters in the world on it. It was pretty funny.
well, no, and actually that does make a lot of sense because as soon as you put those characters into the mix, it
Yeah.
kind of takes the fighting to this whole different.
I think it'd be
destructive
over in a
level.
minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Death.
exactly.
There'd be a lot of
One
Right.
side,
Awkward.
if Thor and Hulk pick one side together, the other side automatically loses.
Correct.
Well, wait a minute, but if Black Panther's on the opposite side, he's got the brains.
Well, they were.
He's
They
got-
wasn't.
he's like.
I think
he-
those
he's
two
better
are
than
neutral.
Batman.
That's why they're not in it.
No, the thing is, this is probably the only thing Marvel followed from the comic books. Hulk was on World War Hulk at the time.
Right, he
on
was.
Planet Hulk.
He
at the
just
time.
wasn't there.
And Thor was in Asgard. He refused to pick a
And I
side.
think that's where Ragnarok is going to come in.
Right, because Thor refused to pick a side. So that's why he's not here.
Yeah.
And
So
Hulk
Hulk
is on Planet Hulk.
couldn't have been there if he
He
wanted to.
wasn't. Right. They had already shipped him off the Planet Hulk.
Yeah, boy, that would have made a really good movie.
All right. Well, ahead of the international release, they did all the critic screenings here in the U.S.
Okay.
So in a somewhat unusual move, a week and a half before the movie comes out, we got all of the reviews, and it actually started at a strong 94%. It climbed to 98, and then it currently is back down to 94.
Oh, 94.
So, I mean, I got to say, that's one of the highest, if not the highest rated or reviewed
Yeah.
superhero movies. So,
Yeah.
between
We haven't
breaking
done
out.
it in America yet, though, right?
No, that's
No,
that's
the
the
American critics have
That's
seen
no,
it.
Yeah,
that's
the
nobody.
US critics,
Nobody
correct.
is. People who viewed it haven't chimed in yet. This is just for critics.
Just the critics,
which is
American.
so fucking
American
huge.
critics.
It isn't even.
America.
Yes, Merca. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, Merkin.
So, let me ask you if, as all indications seem to be, that
Indeed.
this is a classic superhero movie,
Yeah.
is this the best superhero trilogy of all time? Because you got Captain America: First Avenger, then Winter Soldier, now Civil War. Is there any trilogy that can top that? Because in my mind, Spider-Man, that third movie, totally kind of tanked
Just
that
like the
series.
Dark Knight did, too. The Dark Knight Rises wasn't as good as the
It's
other
hard
two.
to find consistent writing, but this is also the longest movie they've ever done.
Well, it just seems like with most superhero movies, the first movie, good. Second movie, great. Then the third movie, it kind of takes a bit of a
Problem
dip.
is, it's always how do you follow the second movie?
Right, because the second
That's
one
always
is
the
so
problem.
awesome.
Terminator, same thing. Terminator
Well, it
1,
looks
good.
like they
Terminator
made
2,
the right
great.
decisions for
Everything
this.
else was terrible.
Well, I think they found
just-
the formula with this. You just load it up with every superhero on the planet, essentially. But no, think about the other superhero trilogies. You had Iron Man 1, 2, 3.
I didn't like none of them.
Because I thought the first one and the third
First
one
one was good. I liked the first.
Right.
The first and the third were pretty good. I didn't think the second one
I
was,
thought the third
very
one was
good.
terrible. I thought the third one was terrible.
Well, a lot of people didn't like it because of the whole Mandarin thing and
I
the
didn't
kid.
That
And
that was a little annoying.
I didn't
I didn't
care for
mind the
second
Mandarin. I mean, I'm a
And I
diehard
didn't like
Iron
the end
Man fan.
either because they made it like a fairy tale. Like they should have killed her off or something.
Well, that is a one of the complaints with Marvel is that they don't kill off any of their characters.
Right. And good guys don't kill
We're not
bad
talking about
guys.
DC here. We're talking about Marvel.
And and the one complaint that I have heard about Civil War is that it's the true villain of the movie, not Tony Stark, but
Baron Zemo.
yes, is not a very good villain. That he's pretty generic and forgettable.
Oh.
So
Well,
man.
in the real story,
in the comic
He's-
book stories,
Yeah.
The movie is a real story too. It's just not the comic book story.
Okay. You're right.
So anyway,
I'll let
go
it
ahead.
go. No,
ahead.
I want to go crazy
Well,
on
no,
it.
what's
but-
the comic book story?
Well, it's he picks a side and he starts he's cooperating with I think the Tony Stark side,
Stark.
and they need some place to put the bad guys. And Zemo is saying, "Oh, I'll take care of it," and he brings all of his bad guys out to do all the capturing, and then all the people that they capture that are unregistered, whatever, he puts them in the tank, and he's just assembling another army to eventually come back and kick everybody's ass afterwards. So we'll see what treatment it gets in the movie, but he's a pretty big dickhead in the books.
Well,
that's for certain.
I'm wondering if they're going to follow the pattern from Batman versus Superman, where we've got our groups fighting each other, and then they eventually at the end team up to go take down
it
the
has to.
bigger,
It has
bigger
to.
menace.
In the
Do
book,
they all have the
they
same
didn't.
mom's name?
No, luckily not. So we should be.
I'm pretty sure Steve's mom is long dead since he's like 80. So unless she's 110 laying around somewhere going,
Where's my boy?
So anyway, Q, how does the comic book story play out?
tell us all about it, Q.
Do our heroes eventually team up and?
Nope. Captain America surrenders in the comic book after a big brawl in New York. He surrenders. He's on his way to trial. He gets shot and killed. And that's when I want to say Bucky becomes the Winter Soldier.
Well, Bucky was the one that
Yeah.
took
I
over
mean,
for.
Captain America.
Yeah,
I want to say he becomes Captain America.
Yep.
I thought
But
Falcon was going to become
Falcon is Captain America now.
You know, in the
because Captain America
trailer,
came back
you
to life and quit being Captain
okay.
America.
Okay.
But
So
in
we
the
should
story,
just call you Captain America.
in the story,
Okay, never mind.
in the comic book, it was all like I said, and then they came up. But see, this is why I say with them not having the right, and I'm not blaming them again, but with them not having the rights to all their characters, it's certain aspects of the comic book that make it interesting.
Well, who took down
movie.
Zemo and kind of revealed his whole scheme?
I can't remember that part, but like with the Reed Richards was a very integral part. The Fantastic Four were a very integral
was
part
huge. I don't know how there
in
can't
the
be
comic
in it.
book because
they
him,
belong to Fox.
Well, if they
Hank
got-
Pym, and because Hank Pym was still Ant-Man. Him, Hank Pym, and Tony Stark, Reed Richards, and Hank Pym created Prison 42,
Yeah.
which was a prison in a negative zone, and it was their 42nd idea. So that's why they called it Prison 42. But they would round up all the non-registered heroes and send them over there. That's a big deal. They created a Thor clone, which killed one of the characters in the comic book. That's a big deal.
Yeah, see, all those plot points sound just a little bit too fantastic. They've tried to keep these Marvel movies somewhat grounded in
That's
reality.
why they have to.
And they
No,
only have
there's-
Write
rights
some
to
shit.
certain characters.
Right. With that being, but that's why I say I'm not really blaming. I can't blame him for it. But that is my only gripe. That I know how great the Civil War story was in the books, and the fact that I believe it's going to fall short to me, and because I know the story. Now, if I just go looking at it as like I don't know what's going on, then
And you want a movie that's going to be worse than Batman versus Superman. Is that what you're saying?
You're
I
trying
never
to
said that.
sabotage this movie.
I did not say
How
that.
dare you?
I did not
you
say
can
that.
kiss my ass.
Subconsciously,
Because I have a theory.
this movie.
Stop giving it bad juju.
No, I.
Don't look at me
I'm
when
going
she
to
says
say-
juju.
That is so racist.
There's just one Jew.
Yeah, this is one.
It's not Jew. Come on.
Stop giving the movie bad Jew.
Your vision going? You seeing like triple vision? Juju? Double vision.
Here, you want my glasses? You need some help there?
Don't call me black.
there's
Black.
four.
Oh, we have
Okay.
so digressed.
So real quick, everybody
I'm going to see it.
pumped to see it. We're all going to check it out this
Absolutely.
weekend. Q, you going this weekend?
What?
Yeah, you gonna do
No,
a mini
no,
podcast?
he's not because he's working every day this week.
I am going to the midnight release.
Oh, you're going to see it Thursday night, huh?
Because it's only that's only.
I am as geeked as Q is.
Are you taking a blind date?
Blind.
I'm taking what I can see.
I was gonna say
I
a
was
blind
saying-
person at a movie.
They're-
not-
Who are you taking? Helen
You
Keller the
better,
fifth?
you better get a Captain America watch this time.
Helen Keller the fifth. I'm gonna go see it at the midnight release.
Now, are you going into it prejudging the movie? Are you not wanting it to be
Where
good?
does all this come from?
Controversy
as long as
drives
as-
this show.
As long as the comic book movie succeed, I am happy.
There you go.
Tell that the Conja Club.
Thank
right,
you
on
for
that
that political
both.
answer.
I love both DC and Marvel. Yes, I lean closer
So-
to DC.
So you're bi.
yes,
He leans closer.
Right.
I lean closer to DC.
Actually, he leans closer to the AC because he's normally sweating.
I think we should end on that note. But I want to tell everybody to check out.
Yeah, what do you got there in your hands?
It's been out for a while, but they came out with all the issues of Forever Evil. So a story about the crime syndicate of America coming from the other Earth, killing the Justice League, and Lex Luthor is leading all the villains from Earth 1 to fight them and combat them and win the Earth back. So
And now, wasn't there a big a final issue for Batman, the new 52 Batman? The original creators are
Yes.
kind of passing the torch to a new
Yes.
creative team.
yes, I think that's I think that might have been Rebirth, but I'm not sure. But
That's
yeah.
part of the rebirth.
I
They're
think
kind of
because-
reassigning all the teams.
Rebirth is just they're getting the stories back.
So, they're reinventing
No, they're
the
taking the
DC
best-
universe again.
they're taking the best from the new 52 and whatever did good in the new 52, they're applying it to the old stuff.
Oh, God.
And creating a whole new thing.
So they're kind of merging the
Merging
worlds. I see. Mark, what was the book that you wanted to talk about?
It was like a special collector's book put out by the Rue Morgue magazine. It's a classic film magazine, and it was about like the history of horror comics.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, it was a really incisive, detailed book about all the different horror comics that have come out in the years, like the Tales from the Crypt comics, the Vault of Horror, up until like the Marvel horror, comics of the 70s. Talking about Swamp Thing, Morbius, the Living Vampire, and Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is in it.
Wasn't there zombie Archies in there too?
Zombie Archies,
Yeah.
and I brought the book last week. I don't have it with me right now, so I'm just going by memory of what's all in it. But it goes into like story arcs of certain superhero comics that dealt with horror themed storylines.
Right. So if you weren't sure, it would be literally a guide for you to go into vintage comic book stores to tell you what you want to read without having to risk buying something unread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they don't let you in those kind of stores. You have to buy it through a bag and boarded book.
Yeah.
So a book like that, if you like that genre, that horror genre, that is literally, to me, that's what I took away from it, is that it's a buyer's guide. It gives you an opportunity to know, ooh, this looks really interesting. The plot sounds good. The artwork on the first pages that I can see look good. I'm going to go look for these books. Even if I find a graphic novel, like this Forever Evil is a graphic novel, is same, it would give you that kind of background. Because a lot of those things look really interesting. Even though I think Tales from the Crypt was about as horror as I got as far as comic books goes.
Oh, the old EC.
Yeah.
Comic.
Vault of Horror, and there's a bunch of different.
They're redoing that too. Speaking of that.
Oh,
from
M.
the
Night
Crypt.
Shyamalan, I
Yeah.
believe, is redoing
back
Tales
Tales
from the
from the
Crypt.
Crypt.
Yeah. Okay.
Crypt Keeper here.
Wow.
Thank you, Mark. That was
actually
awesome.
really good. That was actually really good.
Although you look the opposite of the Crypt Keeper.
A well-fed Crypt Keeper.
Look like you've been eating on too many worms there.
The bloated corpse left in the river Crypt Keeper.
Still ugly.
Brad, any recommendations? What do you? What have you been
Well,
into?
I just finished on Netflix. Yes, that's right. And I'm going for seconds. Justice League and Justice League Unlimited on Netflix. It was very, very enjoyable. I want to also discuss the fact that We are drinking, I have no idea what the name of this is, Erraticus #1.
Correct.
It is Erraticus 1 is a wild cider aged in white wine barrels. And the good news is it's kind of tasty, but the bad news is it tastes like the wine.
Yes, the barrels that they put it in, it definitely picked up that flavor.
Yeah, there's no question about it. In fact, I've had spirits that have been like Scotch and some bourbons they'll put in wine barrels that it picks up fruity overtones, but this is a little too fruity. And I don't see an ABV.
Tutti fruity?
Indeed. I don't see an ABV on here, so I'm assuming it's 4.2 or something to that like.
Well, this is by Star Cut.
Yeah, I didn't. Here you
I
go.
thought
See
you was
if
going to
can
say
find it.
Stark Industries. I really did think.
Yeah,
you were
no,
gonna say.
Star Cut, and it's got it's got four. There's 4 different types of Erraticus.
Okay.
And these are hand bottled at Shorts Brewery up in Bel Air, Michigan.
Right.
You can only get these bottles at the.
So you have to go to the brewery.
Yep. So you
Okay.
gotta
How
go-
far away? What is that? Like 2.5 hours from Detroit?
It's about 3.5.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit of a haul.
Oh,
but
right, because it's not
but-
straight up. You have to cut
Correct.
across on 72
If you-
and sneak up the
Yes.
straights of.
If
Okay.
you drink a bottle now, you could be there in 2 hours.
That's right.
Well, I
Depending on
have
how
I have an
fast you
interesting story about I was staying at somebody's house that was at North Point, which is just above. It's the other side of the straits. If it's like right here, Torch Lake, Bel Air's by Torch Lake.
Right.
North Point's on the other side.
Okay.
And we slept in, and I had to be to work by 9:30, and we left up there at like 7:15, and I made it to work on time, and I didn't get a ticket. Knock on wood. The end. It was very exciting. Yeah, that was it.
Great story.
Yeah.
What
And
wood did you just knock on?
Just to say that in those days, the speed limit was 55, and they enforced the fuck out of it.
Wait a minute. I'm still trying to figure out what wood did you just knock on?
My dick, bitch.
Why gotta be all these B words?
You want some splinters? Stay the hell off my wood.
I think on that note, let's put a fork in this sucker.
I'm done. Are we done? Are we ready? So, Q, it was good to have you back. I'm sorry you weren't here last week.
Don't be.
We all cried a little.
No, you didn't.
Tears
Yeah.
of joy.
Of course.
Q.
Oh, Last Starfighter's at Walmart for $5. You guys should go pick it up. Real good movie.
The DVD, Last Starfighter?
Yeah.
Really?
I just
Isn't
picked it up.
I boycotted the show last week because you weren't on it.
But do they
had
have it
to
at the
work.
library?
It was hashtag bring back Q, man.
Somebody was.
The fans demanded it.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. They were begging. There was begging online,
know.
begging. Stop doing that to the camera.
They just all love being on their knees for me.
I feel like
my
Marc
God.
just raped the camera.
Comics, sex, and sci-fi.
Oh.
Please, Brad,
That
I'm
sounds
begging
so
you.
good.
Yes,
End it.
yes.
End it.
For the impervious Q, the stalkable Marc, the Jill of Janas, and the rolling Ricky Rolly Rollins, whatever the fuck his name is, and Denver, this is Brad with Comic Spirit Sci-Fi. We'll see you next time.
I am Mr. Feast.